last night, with winners Omar and Oz selling their home at $1.6 million above reserve, while fan favourites Tom and Sarah Jane only scraped through with $20,000. And two teams, well, they went home completely empty-handed. Here's a look at some of that drama.
$4,075,000. Once, twice, third. We pass it in now if there's no better bid.
Pass it
Done.
Pass it in, mate.
Pass it in.
Pass it in.
Pass it in.
My God. What are you doing? Pass it in.
Gentlemen, congratulations. We will negotiate with you now exclusively.
You gave someone an opportunity to bid 20.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm glad no one did it.
Oh, my goodness. Jaws were hitting floors right around the country. To break it all down, host Shelley Craft joins us now in Melbourne. Shelley. Wow, what a show. But what a disaster. Not the result the teams were, well, many of the teams were hoping for. Were you as shocked as the rest of us?
Look, I was shocked about how it all played out. You know, we knew going into it that auction clearance rates had been quite low. They were in the 60s. This time last year, we're looking at sort of mid-70s. So this really is as real as reality gets. Once auction day comes, the train leaves the station. There's nothing that we can do about it except hold on for the ride. And God, wasn't it a ride?
Yeah, it was a ride, all right. The highs and the lows, starting with the big high of Omar and Oz cleaning up with $1.6 million over reserve. What's the story with their friend who was bidding on the day? You know, so there are questions being asked around all of that. Was he a legit buyer? What's the story?
Yes, absolutely a legit buyer. You've got two titans in a room, being Danny Wallace and this Adrian character, who were going toe-to-toe. Now, I don't know if you've got mates that are willing to chump up $1 million for you, but I certainly don't.
No.
So, he wanted the home, and he really did take it to battle with Danny Wallace. And, you know, Danny came out on top. So it was a battle of the titans for our first auction and an extraordinary result for the boys. We did hope that would continue across the other four auctions for the day and play well for everybody, but it just wasn't to be this year. And Scotty and I, you know, we've had auctions like this in the past where, you know, we've had one auction go so well and then we're sort of on a slippery slope to the end. So we were kind of mentally prepared, but certainly it's not what we were wishing for. It's not what we were hoping for our blockheads who just worked so damn hard this year and created beautiful homes.
So the boys are happy this morning, everybody else not so much, Shelley, which begs the question, were the reserves too high?
Richard, I don't believe so. You know, the reserves are set in any normal auction of what the vendor is looking for, is hoping for. So these were a very good price for these homes. As we heard some of the auctioneers say, you know, these homes are valued at around $6 million with the depreciation schedule and the price of land and the build. So they're an absolute bargain at around 4. All through the campaign, all the agents were quoting 4 to 4.4. And of course, the reserves fell in between there. We were just hoping it would be at the high end of it, and it wasn't to be this year.
We saw a lot of tears, a lot of emotion on air last night. Tell us what happened when the cameras stopped rolling. How was the mood among all the contestants?
Sylvia, it was amazing, which is a true credit to these contestants. They were all there for each other. They were fully supportive. They had a couple of champagnes, but they were really reflecting on the journey that they'd had. And again, I can say to them all the way through the series, and particularly on auction day, you know, this isn't about the money. This is about the journey. This is about the experience. This is about your growth and your friendships. Of course, they just go blah, 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 Shelley, but I know that in a month's time, they're still going to be great friends. I think what we have seen this season is this extraordinary showing of intra-relationships. Often on the block, we have these inter-relationships where the couples battle it out. But what we saw was this real coming together of a team. They all knew they were doing it hard, and they are extraordinary friends. And I know they will look back on this in time as one of the greatest times of their lives, and they've made lifelong friendships, and that's more important than any dollars can ever bring you. But hard to take on auction day. But I know in time it's going to come good.
I think that's absolutely right. So, Shelley, what happens now for the houses that were passed in at auction? What does it mean for them?
We're really hoping that their auctioneers would pass them in, because even a cent over the reserves, and that's what the contestants win. So if if the houses are passed in, therefore we can just go to market, like so many homes around Australia will be that were passed in on the weekend, and then we can just negotiate with buyers that perhaps were interested but weren't able to commit to auction conditions, perhaps didn't get enough of a chance to check out the homes and came in a little late for the auctions and weren't prepared to go to auction. So look, I know they'll sell in the coming weeks. I know our contestants will be rewarded for all their hard work, and I know that there's going to be some really lucky people taking ownership and collecting the keys for these beautiful properties.
Because they are incredible properties, and they've had, you know, all this extra advertising now, I guess you could say. And they're unique properties, aren't they? As well as being on telly and all that, they're fully furnished and all set up, ready to go, right?
That's right. And look, in the past, investors have been a big market for us because the depreciation schedules are so great, and picking up a home in Melbourne as an investment, it's really, a no-brainer. Gisborne perhaps was a bit of a risk, but I'm sad to not be going back to Gisborne to work today. I loved being out there. I love the concept of the tree change. I live in a regional area and I can't think of a better way to bring up my family. So I would love to see some Melbourne families that perhaps have that opportunity to work remotely or to split their time between the city and the country, taking on Gisborne as a wonderful community to be a part of. So, I'm really sad that they didn't sell yesterday. It makes you think that people didn't appreciate the work that had gone into them. But I know that's not true either, because anyone who did take a tour absolutely loved these homes and couldn't believe what great value they were. Look, it's a sign of the times. We've had shocking interest rate rises lately. Everyone's a little bit on edge. We don't know what's going to happen next. The money's just not there in the country at the moment. And look, for us, we love to sell in spring. It obviously ties in wonderfully with when we go to air. But it is selling season. But we're seeing the same things happen all around the country and really all around the world with property at the moment.
This is the drama of the block, right? You're at the mercy of the real estate market and what's happening everywhere else around the country. Shelley, I truly mean it when I say this was the best season yet. I was glued to every single episode. I cannot believe what the contestants achieved over that very short period of time. But it just makes me wonder what you and Scotty have got in your bag of tricks for next season, because this was mammoth.
I just think it's great that we already have locked in a lot of auditions for next season, because there would be some people questioning, what on earth am I getting into? It's out there that we're back in Melbourne next year. So, look, there won't be the mud, but I'm not going to say it's not going to be tough. The block is tough. And our contestants reiterated that every day this year, how tough it is. I don't think it's going to get any easier, to be honest.
Well, it's been a great season, Shelley. Congratulations to you and Scotty and everybody. Mightn't have had too many buyers, but you had plenty of viewers last night. Congratulations.
G'day, it's Ali.
And Karl.
Thanks for watching the Today YouTube channel.
Subscribe now for brand new videos every day and exclusive bonus clips.
Ali, say please.
Please? Why?
Please? I don't know.